Our third experiment is all about weapons that have been used throughout time in wars as a form of protection. Different countries have rules on the types of weapons you can own. For example, in the USA it's common to have guns in your house, but in the UK it's not something most people keep. Originally, catapults were designed for use during battles or wars. These days, catapults are used for a variety of reasons, from toys to even launching planes and jets from aircraft carriers that have limited runway space. Catapults have lots of stored energy, which hurls an object without the use of an explosive. In a catapult, there are three main primary energy storage mechanisms, which are tension, a state of being stretched tight, torsion, to be bent and twisted back, and gravity, a force that always wants to drag objects downwards. Let's have a look at the questions on page 20. Can you name some weapons that are used now? Well, there are plenty of weapons that we could mention. Guns, laser-guided missiles, nuclear bombs, and many more. What are the main factors affecting how far an object can travel? Think about its size and its shape. What it's travelling through. Is it water? Is it air? Think about how heavy it is, its weight or mass, and how things like the force of gravity could affect things. Our experiment today will see us make a catapult. Adults, not to worry. This catapult is very safe and can only be used to fire small objects. This is the equipment that you will need. Rubber bands, lollipop sticks. Large ones work best for the top sticks and the base is best using smaller ones. A spoon, Play-Doh for ammo, some tape. Now, first take 8 lollipop sticks and tie 2 elastic bands around each end to hold them together. Now, with 2 more sticks, place one underneath and one on top in the middle of the 8 sticks. And use 2 elastic bands, one just below and one just above the 8 sticks. Then insert the spoon into the elastic like this. Now you're ready to make some ammo with the Play-Doh. Tape or hold your catapult to the floor or table for more stability, and you can use a cup or make a target to try and fire into if you like. Let's give it a go. Now, let's talk about a very famous scientist called Isaac Newton. His 3 laws describe objects and forces and how they act. His first law states that an object stays at rest until a force is applied to that object. When you pull down on the catapult arm, elastic potential energy is stored. It's a little like when you're pulling out a rubber band. And when you release the catapult arm, the potential energy changes to kinetic energy, which is a scientific way of saying the energy of moving objects. This energy is transferred to our object, which flies through the air. Our catapult shows this perfectly. Energy being converted from one type to another. Elastic potential energy to kinetic energy, and transferred from one object to another. The catapult arm to the ball. If you push the catapult arm down further, you store more elastic potential energy, which means more kinetic energy is transferred to the ball when you release it. The further you push the catapult arm down, the further the ball will travel. Before we finish today, let's have a look at the questions on page 23. Let's think about how you could change the design of your catapult to make it even more powerful. What other materials could you use? The larger the catapult, the more power you can generate, but you would need to use stronger materials such as thicker wood or metal. Catapults were the weapons of choice hundreds of years ago. Why do you think they went out of fashion? Name 3 reasons below. You could talk about the invention of gunpowder, or the fact that usually catapults used as weapons are huge and easy to target by the enemy. You can also think about how wars have changed. We now use more planes, ships and tanks that travel long distances. Design a new weapon of the future. Draw a picture of it and explain what it can do and how it could be used. Maybe you could think about who it might be used to fight, and what we can't do now that could be good in the future. My choice would be a laser satellite in space that can zap things. Complete those questions and I'll see you next time when we'll be talking about the innovation of communication.